Hey everybody, it's David Becker here with BeckerArt, and today I'm going to give you a nice short tip, something that really helps you with your watercolor and using your brushes correctly. And so I'm going to be using this brush right here. This is a round number 16 BeckerArt brush, and it's a synthetic nylon. Anytime you get a new brush or any kind of art materials that you normally have never used, practice with them a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you. I saw something on Facebook of a lady doing some work with her brush that really fascinated me, and so I went and tried it myself. And so here, let me just show you what I found out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet my brush. I'm just going to get any color, and that's what you want to do. You take any color, and what you're going to do is give down different pressure points on your brush to give it thickness and thinness. And so basically, I'm going to use my brush here, and I just loaded it up with pigment, and I'm just going to a very light pressure and just make lines across. And what you see is this is a very sharp number 16 round, and so I can make really fine lines by a little bit of pressure, just a little bit. But as soon as I apply a little bit more pressure, it comes down and get a really nice thick line. And as I pull up on the pressure, it goes thin again, right? And so look at that. We almost have like a feather. Or what else you can make like that? You could make a petal flowers, flower petals, or leaves. And so basically, let's say you do it again. Here, I'm just going to use this blue. I'm just dipping into a Prussian blue. And so I'm going to go really quickly where I'm going to add a lot of pressure right away. So I'm pushing down really hard. And then look at how thick it gets. And then as soon as I pull upwards, it's going to get thin again, right? So let's do this quickly. And so you'll see. It's just like a one motion with your brush, back and back up again. So it becomes thick and thin. And so you can basically use your very little bit of pressure, and look at how much of a line you can make with this huge brush. With a little bit of pressure, hardly any pressure whatsoever, you can make these things. And then look at this. You can just take and really quickly put it right on there, put some pressure on it, push down, and pull up. And just practice this so that you can make certain objects with just the brush stroke, with just a simple brush stroke of pressure and no pressure. Lots of pressure, a little bit of pressure. Just pull it up and just practice these things with your brush. It just really helps you when you come to do certain things with a brush. This week at my paint along, I'm going to be doing Thursday. I'm going to be doing birch trees, and so for that fact, we want to be able to do these branches real thin. So we'll be doing branches very thin like this. But also, if you want to do some leaves, some basically touches of leaves, small leaves, and just basically where you want them sharp. And again, you can do this with all different brushes to practice. This is a round brush, but how about using a flat brush and practicing what types of shapes and stuff you can get with them by the pressure of your paint, of your brush being pushed against the paper. Again, thin, a little bit of pressure, lots of pressure, back up to thin. So it's almost like a brush stroke, and you can just back and forth. This brush I have is a very sharp point on it, and so it's almost like, look at that point on there. So you can almost get pretty much a line. And so I'm just going to go down, put a little bit of pressure. And also, let's say you were doing a flower. You can start out with a lot of pressure and just pull up, push a lot of pressure, spin your brush, and I can just make a really round, lots of pressure, making it thick. And then as I go down towards the center, because sometimes this is actually probably a good time when you don't have a really fine brush, so you might make more of a roundness to it. So you can get a brush that doesn't have such a fine point to make like a thick and then come to a thin as you go this way. So I'm basically making a flower petal by rotating the brush and just flipping lots of pressure at the beginning because it makes it round, and then flip up. So to show you on the side here, so lots of pressure down, just push it and then just pull it up. A little bit of pressure, lots of pressure, a little bit of pressure, lots of pressure, a little bit of pressure, lots of pressure, lots, pull it up, pull it away. So you get a little bit of pressure, because the less pressure, you're just going to get a tip of the brush, right? And so you can do little fine lines. Look at how fine a line I can get with this brush. It's like a one hair brush, even though it's so large. So this is one of the things you want to practice with all your brushes. So just a short tip on how to use your brush, and try to make it so that you can use it in all different kind of fashions. You can do all kinds of different things with this brush. Oh, I also wanted to show you that if you want to make, because of this brush being, there's shorter bristles on it, and so if I push it against the paper like this and use the side bristles, I can actually make it look like pine needles. See if I get closer up. I'm pushing the back needles, or the back bristles. I'm using them and I'm pushing away the, let's see if you can see it on the side. The side, it's like I'm pushing down and I'm taking the side bristles and I'm using the back bristles or the bottom bristles to make a look of pine needles. All right, and so it's all pressure. It's all pressure on your brush and how to use that pressure and practicing that pressure. It's good to know how to use every brush you own, and I have many different brushes, and I do this sometimes. I just take a sheet of paper and just see what you can do with a brush stroke. Lots of pressure, a little bit of pressure. Because even a small little amount, you can make little lines, little dots. You know how your brush works. Do you do small little dots or do you do big dots? Whatever you like. All right. So that's just a little tip for you, and something that really impressed me with this. I'm not sure who it was that I was watching, but she had used pressure on her brush from thin to thick, and so it's just by pushing down to make it bigger and littler as you're pulling up. All right. So thanks for watching, and look for some more tips on my BeckerArt channel, and we'll see you on Thursday for my paint-alongs. All right, and if you want to sign up for my newsletter to find out what we're painting on Thursday, go to BeckerArt.net. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.